She keeps saying sorry and that everything was just a mistake. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. Exactly 9 months ago today I, 48M, found out that my wife, 50-ish F, of just under 18 years, had been cheating on me for a couple months. I found out when the wife of the man my wife was cheating on me with called me. She also sent me screen prints of quite a few texts between my wife and her husband. When I confronted my wife with this information and the texts, her response was, "I fucked up." We argued horribly for a week, maybe two. I won't lie, I don't remember the period so well. I was seething mad, and eventually started MC and IC. I wish I could say everything is great now, but I'd be lying. Has my wife cheated on me again since? I don't know. I don't think she is, because she has been very transparent about everything she does and I have free reign to go through her phone or social media accounts, etc. The problem? I just don't know how to trust someone that does something like that. I don't like or even want to go through her things. I don't think a couple should have so little trust. I won't sit here and pretend our marriage was great prior to the affair. We have both had issues, a lot of mine because I work so much in a job I'd prefer not to disclose. My wife has had issues with depression and we take care of her elderly mother. But no matter how rough things got, I always held out hope we, just like any other time, would get through it. Then in one phone call my world comes crashing down around me. Even 9 months later sometimes I just start crying for no reason or I can't catch my breath. I will retire in just under 3 years. We were making plans to cruise around the Caribbean and spend a few years traveling. Now I just don't know. The aforementioned texts were only from a couple days and according to my wife she was only intimate with her AP 3 times. I know that doesn't make it any better. My wife has to my knowledge been as forthcoming as she could be. Our therapist said she had to answer every question I had truthfully, no matter how bad it made her look or how much she thought it would hurt me. I have grilled her more than once just to see if she is being truthful or has to remember which lie to tell. My wife swears she wants nothing more than to save our marriage. She seems genuinely remorseful for her actions, but I can't help but wonder if she is remorseful of her actions or remorseful she got caught. The texts I saw are, to say the least, the most painful thing I have ever read. In them her AP tells her he thinks his wife knows. My wife shows no concern at this point about me finding out, and even suggests burner phones. There was a lot in those texts, but this is already getting long. Long story short, my wife only worried about me finding out when her AP's wife texted my wife and told her she was going to tell me. Even then it was "please don't, my mom and kids live here. I don't know what will happen to us or where we'll go." Not "please don't tell my husband, I don't want to lose him." When I have brought things like this up to my wife she says that she didn't want the AP's wife to know it would hurt her personally and was seeking sympathy for our kids. To which I respond, did you care about hurting her kid? Which of course doesn't go over well. As I said, we had been having issues for quite some time prior to the affair. For almost 3 years we had barely been intimate, only here and there. This was her doing. I work odd hours but she is a housewife. She slowly started sleeping later and later in the day and staying up late at night. By the time of the affair we were lucky if we were intimate once a month. I should add my wife has some issues with painful intercourse because of chemotherapy from years ago. Anyways, I was trying to be supportive, but yes, I was getting frustrated and would make snide remarks. I also suggested we could do other things. So now we get to my wife cheating on me because she thinks I only want her for sex. Which enrages me, because who stays with someone for 20 years total, 18 married, just cause they want sex? It also enrages me because a guy you barely knew, had met 3 months prior to the affair, and was married, started giving you attention, and you think he didn't just want you for sex? Oh, and my wife at first said, "We didn't have sex." I said, "Okay, Bill Clinton." Anyways, that's the gist of my story. 9 months later we are trying to reconcile, but I honestly don't know if I am capable of forgiving something like this. I have argued with my therapist and wife because they both use the word mistake. Now I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but a mistake to me is when you try to do something expecting a certain outcome and you don't get the desired outcome. Which infuriates my wife because she keeps telling me she is sorry and made a mistake. To which I respond, "You knew you were married, you knew he was married to someone else. You still chose to engage in that disgusting behavior. Please explain exactly what the mistake was other than his wife caught your nasty asses." Don't get me wrong, I do still love my wife and probably will till the day I die. I felt like an idiot thinking I had found my soulmate. Yes, we have had our ups and downs, but I thought we could get through anything together. My wife asks why we can't get through this together, which makes me say we should have been trying to get through all the other shit that led to you cheating together. Instead, you chose to get through it with someone else. I know I'm back and forth and most likely sound insane, but I do love her. I'm just so hurt that I don't know what I truly want. Sometimes I look at her and I think of how much I love her. Then other times, and it will be out of the blue, I look at her and I see a disgusting betrayer and am physically repulsed by her. I know quite often my anguish comes out as anger because things will be going good and out of nowhere I just start to feel numb towards her. I can literally be thinking something good about her and almost smile a little, and wham, all of the shit from the texts, all the arguments over the last 9 months, all the resentment for what she has done to us, our family, and me comes rushing through my mind. And in that instant I hate her to her core. It will only last for a few moments, the intense hatred that is, but it will make my mind like do a 180 and be like, nope. Leave her. Edit, I'm updating this because I see I have caused some confusion. My WS at first said they didn't have sex. When I said okay Bill Clinton, I don't think people got what I was hinting at. She admitted to oral sex, hence the Bill Clinton reference. We have missed a lot of counseling because of my job, not her or the therapist. She has been brutally honest about what transpired. I mean, she could try to hide something, but I don't really see why. Everything she has admitted to is more than enough to make her look terrible. She has given me full access to all of her social media accounts, email accounts, her phone, and went full NC with the AP immediately. She also constantly asks what else she can do. I just don't know what to ask for. She rarely leaves the house and lets me track every move she makes, plus checks in frequently when out. I'm not defending her, but I won't lie about her efforts. My biggest problem is sleeping all the time. I know she suffers from depression, and oversleeping is a symptom of depression. The argument about a mistake was only through one long brutal session during which I would not back down and told my WS and MC that I will not be blamed for her decisions. Our MC admitted after I lost it on both of them that mistake was a poor choice of a word to describe what has happened. He has also pointed out that what was done to me is a trauma and called my WS to task on all her bullshit. He has, in my opinion, stayed neutral. Divorce is not out of the question. As I responded to someone below, I live in a no-fault divorce state, and the length of our union guarantees that my wife will be well compensated should we divorce. She is aware of this because I pointed out to her how I don't feel if we stay together or get a divorce she still won't really pay consequences for her actions. To which she has responded that she is paying consequences whether I believe her or not. Our 18-year-old kids are angry to say the least at her. Her family is not happy with her at all. Most of our mutual friends won't talk to her. And according to her, most importantly, she has to live the rest of her life knowing how she has devastated me and seeing what she's turned me into. That's all her words, not mine. She says she feels so ashamed and that when she looks at me she just wishes she could take it all back, but she knows she can't change the past. When I say what she's turned me into, I mean the inability to sleep, walking around angry, or going somewhere to be alone to cry. The jealousy, the mistrust, and not eating well. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.